The dark hospital parking lot. Once upon a time, there was an abandoned hospital located on the outskirts of the city. This hospital, once bustling with activity and serving as a center for treatment, had fallen into disrepair over the years. Eventually, it became associated with mysterious events, and it was eventually abandoned. Over the years, various rumors circulated about this hospital, but the most terrifying one was an incident that took place in the hospital's parking lot. One night, a group of young friends decided to visit this old hospital to tell scary stories and have some fun. The old hospital stood silently, dark and ominous as they approached. When the group arrived at the hospital, they noticed that the old sign had been removed, and the entrance door was slightly ajar. The group summoned their courage and entered the hospital. Inside, the corridors stretched out, dimly lit. Faint moans and strange noises emanated from the walls as the group entertained the idea of telling a spooky story. They playfully threatened each other. Suddenly, the electricity in the hospital went out. In the darkness, the young friends panicked. They tried to use the lights from their mobile phones to illuminate each other. However, in the midst of this, shadowy figures began to appear on the walls. These figures rapidly approached, terrifying the group. They attempted to escape, but the corridors became increasingly intricate, and they couldn't find an exit. Eventually, the group members reached a door. When they opened it, they found themselves in the hospital's parking lot. However, this parking lot was so deserted that there were no vehicles, and it seemed neglected for years. Suddenly, a shadowy figure appeared in the middle of the parking lot. The shadow slowly approached and took on the form of a faceless figure. The young friends were horrified when they saw this dreadful figure. Some tried to run away. Some attempted to talk to the figure, and others even tried to capture it, but nothing worked. Finally, the figure stopped in the middle of the group and began to speak with a terrifying smile. "Everyone who comes here stays here forever." The screams of the young friends filled the parking lot, and suddenly the lights came back on. However, the figure vanished. The young friends quickly exited the hospital, but the shock of the experience stayed with them. From that day on, this story began to circulate throughout the city, and the hospital's parking lot was no longer visited by anyone. No one truly knew what it was, but it was said that those who entered the parking lot never returned, and the hospital continued to be a central theme in horror stories.